English comparatives. See if you can answer these questions at the end of the lesson. When are comparative forms used? And how are comparative adjectives usually formed? Let's look at forming comparative adjectives. With one-syllable adjectives, we add er. For example, tall becomes taller in the comparative form. My brother is taller than me. And old becomes older. I think I'm older. When's your birthday? Notice with the first example, we use than. And that's because we have used a second person or thing, in this case, me. In the second example, we have finished the sentence after the comparative adjective, older. But we could continue to say than you. I think I'm older than you. Adjectives that already end in e simply add are. For example, late becomes later. We could get a later bus. And nice becomes nicer. The weather is a lot nicer today. Adjectives which end in a vowel that's followed by a final consonant double that consonant and then add er. So, for example, the adjective big. The last two letters are ig. I is a vowel and G is a consonant. So we double that G and then add er. Big, bigger. Your house is bigger. That's the same with the word thin, which ends in in, another vowel and consonant. So we double that final consonant to get thinner, thinner. Models are much thinner than most people. Two-syllable adjectives that end in y minus the y and add ier. So happy, happy, becomes happier, happier. I'm much happier in my new job. Easy becomes easier, easier. It was easier than I had expected. Most other two-syllable adjectives add er. For example, quiet becomes quieter. Can you be quieter, please? And some two-syllable adjectives can use more. For example, clever. You could either say cleverer or more clever. Adjectives that have 3 or more syllables always use more. For example, interesting. That has 3 syllables. Interesting. So we use more, and that goes before the adjective. More interesting. This is more interesting than the last event. Another 3-syllable adjective is dangerous, which becomes more dangerous. Motorbikes are more dangerous than cars. There are some irregular comparative adjectives. So good becomes better. This film is better than the original. And bad becomes worse. I feel worse today. Let's have a look at comparative adverbs. Adverbs don't usually change form, but a few do. Adverbs that do change to a comparative form are formed in the same way as comparative adjectives. For example, the adverb fast. This becomes faster. It's a one-syllable adverb, so we simply add er. I can't run faster. Carefully has 3 syllables, so we use more before the adverb. Can you drive more carefully, please? So how did you get on with those questions that I showed you at the beginning? Question number 1, comparative forms are used to compare 2 things. Number 2 asked how comparative adjectives are usually formed, and that's by adding er to the adjective or using more before the adjective. 3 asked how comparative adverbs are usually formed, and we form comparative adverbs in the same way as comparative adjectives. How did you get on?